Greetings everyone, welcome back to my sketchbook. In the last video, I had opened up this McDonald's Pokemon card thing. Anyway, so that's kind of neat. It came with this match battle grouping of cards as well, and I opened it up and decided to draw my version of this, which is Flittle, and that's what I came up with. Well, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to open up these two packages and see if there's something kind of fun in there to draw. So I'm going to move this to the next clean page in my sketchbook, just like that. And let's open this up. So these are kind of interesting things. You get like groups of cards. Now I'm not sure how they package these or why they package them the way they do. It could be like a repackaging kind of company. So, and they're usually themed. Some of them are themed. One guaranteed holo card. All right, so what's this one? This is Energies pack. I don't know if this is just the regular kind of like basic ones or something. I don't know. And online code stuff. Anyway, let's start with this one. See if there's anything fun in that. Okay. Oh, that's kind of spooky. Litten Pokémon, okay, and Luxio. That's kind of a neat looking little creature. Does a jumping kick. And then some stuff about playing online, so that's kind of interesting. Next, there's 5 cards here. Set that aside. Let's see what we got going on here. Stage 1, so that's Cloyster, so it looks a little bit like an oyster. I see some like coral reef stuff there, so that's interesting. That doesn't look like a regular Pokemon card. Skrelp. Okay. Trekking shoes, so this is a trainer thing. That's interesting. Zorua does a rear kick. Executor, or Executor, and then just that placeholder thing there. So that's kind of interesting. What else do we got going on here? Ooh, let's save that one for last. Let's look at this one next. So the Energies pack, 4 cards. Come on. I do have a pair of scissors here I should utilize. Okay, set that aside. Oh, okay. So this is basic energy. That's some sort of leaf-like thing. I don't know what that's about. Another leaf-like thing, and kind of like a water thing. I know nothing about this stuff. Next, I'll open up this one. This one says that one guaranteed holo card, and then a mix of 3 common or uncommon cards. That's exciting. Okay. Nothing on the back of that. Toxel. Salazzle. Okay. Herdier and Snorant. It does a headbutt. And I guess this is the holo card. Toxel. Okay. So those are interesting. I'll look at those in a moment. And here's the last of the Presstine 3 premium card thing. Let's see. Open this up, hopefully not cut the card. Ooh, I didn't get that close to it. Go try again. Better. All right, move this aside. Let's see what we got going on in here now. Lucario. Miss Drevis. And Excelgor. Okay, so I don't know how I'm going to pick something out of this big old pile of stuff to draw. Right away, I kind of like the gnaw thing, so I'm just going to set that there. I'm going to very quickly look at these things one more time. That's kind of interesting. Trekking shoe, scalp. Cloister seems kind of funny. Posse Mayan seems kind of funny too, and then the rest are these energy cards things. Okay. I'll set those aside. And, you know, this thing kind of seems like a cat, but I don't really know what this really is. It says it's a fire cat Pokemon. It weighs about 9.5 pounds. Okay. Well, that one's kind of neat too, but I don't know if I can figure out what else would be. Okay, well, I'm going to choose this Litten kitten looking creature and see if we can come up with something with that. I'm going to open up my inkwell here and get a pen. We'll tilt this. Okay. And we'll see what we can do with this. Has big eyes, some kind of symbol-like thing on its face. What if I treat this a little like the Cheshire Cat? Maybe? I don't know if I need it to have sad eyes. It's a little sad face. All right. Well, let's figure out something. I'm going to have it be kind of aggressive looking just for fun. So I don't, what am I trying to say? I don't know how often you folks try to do this kind of stuff as well, where you, let's say you could sit down in front of the TV, or you might do something like I just did here and just open up a pack of cards that you know nothing about and try to draw something. I think this is kind of a fun thing to do. And I'm not really that familiar with Pokemon, so now I don't know if I should treat these a little bit like glasses or not, or like maybe Hello Kitty or something too. That'd be kind of funny. I'm going to go for this slight sort of split in the lip. But I don't want it to look too much like a dog either. We're like 10 minutes in and we're just barely getting started on the drawing part. So I don't know if it will have teeth like this, but we're going to draw it like this just to be fun. Okay. Now it has this sort of symbol-like thing on its head. Which weirdly enough kind of reminds me of something. I'm not sure what exactly though. But to call it Litten, and it's kind of a kitten. This is a Pokemon basic sort of character, I guess. Now, Pokemon has been around for a little while. Quite a while, I guess, depending. I don't know if this is like bonus sets of ears between the regular ears, or this is just, I don't know what that is. Maybe they're like little sort of horns. And then the cat ears. Now it has some unusual sort of things going on with the side of its jaw. So almost like very, very much built in, kind of like super whiskers, maybe. I don't know what those are. But I don't know if they move like hands or. I do not know. So happy birthday to Izzy, by the way. He's a pretty cool human being. And let's see here. Now what if we treated, yeah, something about this. I don't know what I think. Some sort of like, kind of like a little cuff. It's basically a black cat though. I will not go with the unusually super large feet. Let me back this out just a little bit. Because cats have very, very big feet. Their hind feet are super, super huge. This one I'm drawing with a little bit of attitude. We'll have the tail sweep in behind like this, come off to this side, and it's kind of like a spiky looking thing. Okay, so 16 minutes. Now the next thing would be to see if there's any part of this that I can kind of clean up or have make sense. We'll fill in some of the stuff that's supposed to be just like black fur maybe. For those who play or collect the Pokemon, have you seen this character in action? Have you seen this character when you're playing Pokemon Go? Is this one of those characters that show up when you're out and about and looking for Pokemon? Is this one of those that you can collect very easily? Is it rare? I don't know. Is it a good one to train? How does it level up or evolve, as you would say, in that world? I don't know if I like the way I did those eyes, to be honest with you. But it is kind of cartoony, of course. This is kind of silly what I have going on here. I'm just sort of scribbling in the fur of our friend because I'm going to bring out the brush and water, and I'm going to smooth out a bunch of this anyway. Very interesting. It's fun once in a while to get into your sketchbook and just sort of play around and figure stuff out, which is all I'm doing with this. Like I may revisit this after doing a little bit of research and then find out how seriously awesome this particular character is. I'd be like, oh, well, here's the character in battle or eating snacks or Something like that. I think that's kind of fun to learn a little bit about what some people are into. I think that's probably the kind of the funnest thing to do is even when you think of music, there's certain types of music you may not like very much, or you think you may not like it very much. But if you get a chance to be around people that are big fans of that kind of thing, they usually can tell you really awesome things to, pick up on. So you may start off as not really being a fan, but possibly just because you're around someone who is a fan and you get excited to do that thing that they're happy and excited to do, well, you might actually end up being a fan of it as well. I find that that has happened to me more than a few times in my life where someone would say, "Oh, you should check this thing out." And I'd be like, "Well, I know nothing about it. I'll take your word on it." And it turns out that it was really cool. Now, this one, just because it's so much black ink, I might, just for fun, put a little bit of red on it. Just for fun. Let's see here. You know what? Let's add a little bit of this. Had I known I was going to be using color, I probably wouldn't have filled in the eyes the way I did, but I didn't know. But that is all right. Now we'll go with red. We'll do this strange thing here. I don't know what that symbol is. I'm not always a fan of just casually putting symbols down. Let me try a different marker here. Because certain things mean very specific things. So even if you don't follow something, you should always try to be aware of somebody might have an understanding of that you may not. You don't want to misrepresent something just because you like the symbol of something. You find out that a certain group of people might take offense. Not that you should always be worried about that kind of thing. Just some people have adopted symbols to represent certain things. And it could be a cultural thing, it could be just like a group of people kind of representing whatever. So some people might take offense to you using or wearing certain colors in certain neighborhoods, for example. Again, that shouldn't be perfectly your concern at all times, and hopefully they will recognize that you are trying not to offend anyone. Hopefully they recognize that. All right, we're almost done here. I'm just going to move some of this red around a little bit and kind of let it muddy the sides just a little bit too. Yeah, I don't know what I think of this character. I would have to find out a little bit of information on it before I can really decide what I think of it. Just going to do kind of an outline. Our friend here is crossing their arms. Okay. Make sure the tail is awesome. A little bit of shading underneath this leg here. So again, if you know anything about this character, let me know. As I said, though, I will at some point look these characters up, and maybe I'll revisit, and maybe I'll have Flittle and Litten hang out on the same page, and we'll go for a slightly more serious, more refined drawing rather than this sort of rough thing that I have going on here. Which really is just for fun. Well, I think I should probably let that end, because yeah, I don't know what else I need to do with that just for my own sake. And if these are like little horn type things, if they are, and if they grow into antlers, I don't know. All right. That's it. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Maybe we'll have a different version of this at some other point, but that's it for now. That's our buddy Litten, who's some sort of a fire cat. There you go. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, and come back again where we will open up the final Pokemon card pack, which will be this Mega Evolution thing. So, all right, that's it. Ciao for now.